All right, I want to welcome you to the 2023 Indiana Senior Masters. We're at Hindel Bowl in Indianapolis. The championship match will feature Ken Galitsky, who has not lost a game yet today. And he will be taking on Jeff Brian Rice, and he has one defeat, so Ken will have to beat him 2 times, or Jeff will have to beat him 2 times to win the tournament. If Ken wins the first game, the tournament is over. And here they go.
All right, tournament director there, Jeff Circle, with the announcements on our 2 participants here in the title match for the title for the Indiana Senior Masters here in 2023. And Ken Galitsky will start off the match. Scott Gilmore, Mike Albee, and Mark Sullivan. Star-studded booth, if you take me out of it here, bringing you all the action.
Yeah, just a defending champion, Scott.
Yeah, that's all.
And our first look at Ken here on championship pair left lane. And guys, he's going urethane.
Well, that 4-pin, I mean, he's had the read off that all day, it seems like, you know, leaving the 4s, but he's been able to make those adjustments. So that's a pretty good first shot for sitting there for a bit.
Yeah, it is.
Well, and as Jeff alluded to in the introductions, Jeff has to beat Ken twice here, so you would have to think Ken's got to be a little loose here. But boy,
ooh,
Jeff looked awful good in that last match against Gary Clark.
Tell you what, you couldn't have thrown 8 better shots than that with the most pressure you could have. I mean, that's his tournament life right there on the line. And
6 of them were high flush, and
Yep.
2 of them just destroyed the 5-pin. So
Just ripped the rack.
Yeah.
I mean,
great shots.
it'll be interesting to see what it looks like here on this pair, because they moved 1 pair over. So
It looks like he's got the same ball in his hand that he closed that match out with, too. So hopefully he makes a good shot and gets a good read off of it.
again, want to thank you for watching here on Savage Bowling TV. Now our first look at Jeff here on the right lane, and that's left. All right, lucky to get 8 there. Makeable, very makeable spare.
yeah, that first shot after you're throwing 8-bagger, you're kind of probably expecting a similar deal, but it's easy for it not to be. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, let me ask you this, guys. How, even though Jeff threw the back 8 and looked fully in control, how much does that take out of you, though? Because all of those were all pressure shots,
Yeah.
right? How much does that take out of you, and what do you have left in the tank coming in here knowing you got to beat Ken twice?
Well, you could look at it 2 ways, right, Mike? I mean, you could look at it as, hey, I was out of the tournament and I pulled it out, you know, and now I'm on house money here, and he's got nothing to lose, all to gain. Ken's got to beat him twice, so yeah, you can look at it 2 ways.
yeah, no, and I think he put so much into that he did wear himself out, but I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I think he's gonna, beating somebody twice is hard, so you're right back in the fire. So it may take a shot like that first one to get out of the way, but I think now you're right back to focusing in and what the job is at hand, and that's win.
I think if nothing else, it sure boosted his self-confidence, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Especially that ball he's throwing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Great shot.
A little high. And
2
again,
good breaks to start the match, though.
yeah,
Yeah,
6-10.
I just looked like he helped him a little bit.
Mhm.
Both the first 2 just helped him a bit, and we've talked about it all day. Pretty much the projection and not overhitting, to make it read the front, and just needs to settle back down and project a little farther down the lane.
All right, quickly, we'll thank our sponsors once again here for the title match. The brands of Brunswick, Big Four Socks, Mike Albee's Arrowhead Bowl, Tim Mack's Victory Lane Pro Shop, Penheads Entertainment and Bowling, RT Tour Experience, and A1 Automotive out of Fort Wayne. Thank those sponsors for making this title match possible here on Savage Bowling TV. And boy, what another great day for not only for bowling, but for senior bowling. It's been a really exciting day. A lot of close matches and 2 guys that have really just survived, right? And now a chance to claim the biggest title for a senior here in the state.
There have been a lot of shots made that didn't look like senior shots to me, but they look pretty darn good.
Well, I think the key part here is you watch the last 4 guys, Gary Clark, and Jeff Rice, Ken. And who was number 4? Who was the other guy?
Michael Boudreaux.
Michael Boudreaux. They're all playing the same part of the lane, so it's obvious these guys figured it out better than anyone else.
Well, he's making a ball change here at the spare. Ooh, interesting.
Interesting change, because that ball's a little harder to control than that purple hammer. So
Well,
That's what we saw right there.
Well, that ball is designed to be very clean and very responsive down
very
lane.
responsive.
And, you know, you can chop that spare multitudes of ways.
So
and,
easy.
And he did. So open frame here in the second. Now right back.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he got it in. Wow. I don't think I didn't like it, but he
Yeah.
didn't like it either. At
No,
first.
it looked wide right
It
to
made
me
the
too.
tilt. You know, sometimes you find things that you weren't looking for originally. You know, you just never know.
And does he recognize, hey,
Yeah, that might be a spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yeah, we see a ball change.
This is the ball that he started the last match with, and he only threw it once.
Well, you know, and there's something to this, too. He made 2 shots that we think he pulled. So we wouldn't consider those good shots, and he's making a ball change off of that. Did he get enough information off of the bad shots to make him believe that he still
He
needs
did something different.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, he got that the whole. He had extra speed on that one.
He did, and it
That-
still broke loose a
yeah,
little
that's
bit.
one thing I was never able to do, and that was trip a 6 where he just tripped a 4-pin, coming a little bit heavy. And
Well, here's what you do with that. They're both sitting on strike. So what can you do with them? You know.
Yeah. And Jeff's clean.
Yeah.
So advantage Jeff right now.
12-pin lead can make it 22 with the strike here in the 4th. And remember, he's got to win twice. Here's another interesting fact too, guys. Jeff could be the second guy to be the #1 seed and run the table. I was the #1 seed last year and won, and Jeff, I believe, was the #1 seed this year.
Yeah, he was. He sure was. Well, again, it speaks to how lined up he got yesterday. He figured him out better than anyone yesterday, and clearly he's one of the guys that figured it out the best today.
Yeah, and again, I can't talk about his last match enough because it was so impressive to throw the back 8 after being lost for 4 frames. Comes in high. Boy, the ball comes off of Ken's thumb quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I think Ken's fighting a little bit of just trying to get loose again, and you know, it just doesn't look as comfortable.
You know, he bowled on 1 and 2 about the whole time
did he?
that Jeff and Gary's match was going on. I typically just like to throw a handful of shots just to keep the joints.
Keep that feel, right, guys?
Yeah. And then that's all I want to do. But he bowled quite a bit. All right, good spare. Wondering if he'd like to have that spare over again in the second where he might not have changed.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he probably would if he had that to do over, he probably wouldn't throw that other ball. Trusted it. He's got a little recovery on that lane that he might not have on the right lane. Now here's the thing to consider too. Ken using a urethane ball, is he going to affect Jeff's ball reaction whatsoever? And very possibly could.
Yeah.
Well, you made a great point yesterday, Mark, in some of our conversations about urethane, about how you can just you trust it, you can read it so much easier than the reactive resin of today, and why guys throw it, because it's just a trust factor. It's predictable of what it's going to do, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Ken feels that way here.
Well, what's interesting is when you think of guys using urethane, you think of guys, two-handers or guys with real high rev rates. Ken is not a high rev rate guy, but clearly he feels like that he can keep that ball closer to the pocket than the other ball. And I totally agree. If I had it to do over again, I'd have used my urethane ball all 4 games yesterday.
Well, and your biggest game came from throwing it too, right?
Yeah, and I was late to the party with it.
That's
Wide
way right.
Both guys are fighting it a little bit right now, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Could be nerves.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is for with the whole thing right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, this is the whole tournament right here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And Scott, you may have hit the nail right on the head. This could be a little bit of a letdown for Jeff after the big finish.
You know, throwing 8 shots that were all pressure in a row and knowing you have to strike on every one of them, that could take a lot out of you.
It can. But he's done what he had to do here. He's broke up a couple of splits, but he's made all of his spares. So he's been fortunate, but he's helped himself as well.
He's got a little bit of a lead. So.
Yeah. Pressure on Ken for sure.
Well, and Ken's thinking to himself, I got to get it right here.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want this to go to game 2. Because then all the pressure's on.
Momentum feels like it's on Jeff's side. Up the lane again.
Yep.
Very fortunate.
Not sure I like that reaction of that ball. When he misses in, it's going quick.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still very similar shots when he threw the other ball. Same way, just kind of got him in a bit. And
Correct.
But it's so easy for us to say or think what he should do, right?
Exactly.
When he's the one out there, when you're in the middle of the battle, sometimes it's so hard to really kind of get it back, to sit back and watch yourself, right?
Ken's changed balls here.
No, he did. At least on that lane, huh? A
Well,
little
that
more
looked nice.
responsive. Yeah.
That looked nice.
I think he's got some forgiveness with that ball to the right that he probably doesn't have with the purple hammer.
I like the ball change, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. I think he could do that.
If you can just float it through the fronts, let that ball do all the work down lane for you.
And that's definitely what he's been doing.
This one put him in the lead. Oh my!
That was off the hand quick, guys.
Wow. Boy, that's a big break.
That is big. It looks like that left lane might just be hooking a little more because he got one right with the purple hammer that we didn't think he was going to get back and did.
This is where we need to call timeout and go down there and ask.
Right. Inquiring minds want to know. Right? You're looking at 3 of them right back here. Boy, now Jeff finds himself right back in that same position he was the previous match, right? That's right.
Pretty fortunate to get 8
Yeah, he's
guys.
had some pretty good shots that have given him some breaks to keep it makeable spares.
Yeah, if that 7-pin stands, that's a whole another spare there, another degree of difficulty.
He just, really, to be honest with you, he's got a strike in the 3rd, but he hasn't really thrown a ball very good yet, right?
No.
It's either been in or out.
I mean, he's running out of frames. They're all big now, but this is huge for him just to give Ken a little bit of an idea. Hey, Ken has seen him run the table before. This would got to put a little bit of pressure back on Ken if you're Jeff.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's in the bad spot.
Definitely looked like 2 or 3 boards right of where he wanted to place it.
He had been pulling the ball, and I think he over-adjusted there or overcompensated.
This
it's
is a must
easy not
make.
to talk yourself into that. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Right. And this is a must make right here.
Oh, I got it anyway.
Almost.
All right. Well, he still has 194 out there.
Mm-hmm.
All is not lost.
Yeah, let's see what Ken can do with a double up.
And it's not like Ken threw a double, but one was Brooklyn, so
Yeah.
it's not like he's.
This was the good lane part of it, of
Right.
that double.
Yeah, this is the ball change that he made the frame before and went high flush on this lane. That looked quick.
See, this is where you get a little bit more of a more responsive ball.
Mm-hmm.
This is where if you're not really good getting it
Yeah.
through the fronts,
Yeah, if you don't trust it, there's just too much reaction there for it to stay.
I think we're just seeing a little bit of tightness here. You
I
know,
do
just
too.
not throwing the ball comfortably and projecting it right. Just got to make those spares, though.
ooh, that's trouble. Well, you're right. I mean, we're bowling for a title here.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's-
neither
it's
one of these
different,
guys have a state title,
No,
so
no,
a
this is-
lot at stake.
4 pins. Basically, even with 2 to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, huge shot here just to get yourself set up for the 10th frame. Strike here and he can't be shut out.
Correct. Did
That's
not
left.
trust that either.
Oh, my. Well, that ball's really double timing on the back.
Well, here's the thing. The 2 balls that he's going back and forth on can't be any farther away from one another.
No, you're right.
They're on broad end, you know, on the each other end of the spectrum when it comes to bowling balls. So
Yeah.
you would like to have a little closer step together from one to the other.
Oh, my.
You're right, Mike. That's a little bit of a nervous
Yeah, I think
play
I
there.
think they're just tight. Yeah. Which, it's understandable.
Yeah. Your tournament life on the line here for Jeff. He's got an opportunity that he probably didn't expect to get.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, he's seen the ball go left and right here, too. So,
Yeah, he's hit the pocket once this game, so no advantage either way at this point.
Yeah, if I'm Ken, I'm walking away a
Yeah.
little ways away and just
Yeah.
trying to calm the nerves down. I don't want to watch. Oh,
he went, he went speed there.
He did. He tried to take the lane out of play, it looked like. No reaction whatsoever.
when he hasn't been very comfortable with
Yeah.
any shot really here. Well,
10 frame.
Who wants it?
4
10
pin
frame.
game.
Yeah, 4 pin, 10 frame.
Obviously, a mark is no gimme at this
No,
point.
it is not. Yeah.
So a mark
Boy.
would definitely put
Yeah.
pressure.
And what would
Wow.
Jeff do for just a mark right now? You
No,
know,
no
just because you
kidding.
just never know, right?
No, and he was clean all the way
Same-
through.
Same with Ken.
Yeah, both players.
That's
See, he's moved right and just
Mhm.
trying speed, but I mean, they're obviously not easy out there. Obviously, not that, but I think they can make better shots. But it's tough.
I bowled several games on this pair. Both my qualifying squads, I hit this pair.
Mhm.
It was different than a lot of the other pairs. A little tighter down lane, and
Yeah, that's a big spare.
yeah,
I'll tell you what.
well, he forced now Ken to mark
Yeah,
to win it.
yeah. He needs what, 6 to force,
Yeah.
5 to force. Mark.
Wait, what do? Do you just throw one hard and straight down the middle? I mean, because
Yeah.
it's so risky. You could airmail one and get
I'd want to catch the head pin.
darn
Mhm.
right.
A lot of thinking going on there.
I would be so far away from the gutter that I'm going to clip that head pin however I can.
Yeah, he went for the head pin. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that works.
All right, here we go. 165 for Jeff. Ken needs 16 pins in the 10th frame to win the Senior Masters. First, he's got to mark. Right lane here.
Didn't play.
Oh, and he's going to roll.
Almost.
Boy, I'd have taken that and run.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
thought that was going to flush up.
I might have.
really
Did you really?
Yeah, I might have done what you did on that 300 where you got down on the ground and did a spin-a-rooney on the approach, Mike. Could you do that again?
I'd have been running that one out, I tell you that.
Boy, just needs this
I
and
thought it was gonna
6
get there.
pins.
Yep.
Got there. All right, 6
That
pins
might
for
have been the
win.
toughest 3-pin or 2-pin he's ever shot at.
I believe so.
Your heart is racing so bad.
Here's where you try not to do too much thinking here.
Yeah, I'm going straight at the head pin. If this goes anywhere right, he needs 6 pins to claim the championship. Oh my goodness.
He got 6.
Oh, he got 6. Oh my goodness, and
Wow.
that's enough. Oh,
Wow.
6 is enough. Ken Golitsky is your 2023 Senior Masters champion. My, oh my.
What a finish.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to get there. That's one of them. But you got to remember, Ken was the leader.
True.
So he was undefeated coming in. So
True.
I think everybody on the concourse took a
I think
when,
we did too.
when that ball went right.
Yeah, that could have been 5 so many ways.
Yeah, it could have been. Oh my gosh.
Or
what
even worse than that. I mean,
yeah. I've seen 4 from there before.
That's a gutsy performance. I mean,
Yeah, it
both
is.
guys. I mean, it was just neither one of them were comfortable, and
Yeah.
they gutsed it out, and
Yeah, that
even
was,
the 2-pin. The
Yeah.
2-pin's not an easy spare when it comes to that.
No.
I mean,
and he changed balls and got the control ball out.
Yeah. And Ken made great shots all day, and he just continued to get what he had to get.
Absolutely.
That's what a Masters format is all about.
That's right. That was a great tournament.
yeah, boy. You're thinking to yourself, I just know what I'm doing in that situation. I'm throwing it hard and straight. I'm not taking any chance. But, hey, Ken got the magic number, which was only 6 pins. He wins 166 to 165. And we're going to take a quick break here, guys. But you have to think, man, what another great year here for the Senior Masters.
Yeah.
Great facility, great tournament, great players. It was just a very demanding condition, which is great. And Ken's the guy on top.
Yeah, he earned it. No
All
doubt
right,
about it.
we're going to come back. Mike Albee is going to talk to the champion, Ken Golitsky, as Bill Kendall is going to hand out the goods here for the win here at the Senior Masters. We'll be back here on Savage Bowling TV right after this.
All right, welcome back. With us here is the 2023 Indiana Senior Masters, Ken Golitsky. Ken, what a great match at the end here. But before we go in and talk about that, let's go to Bill Kendall from the U.S. State USBC.
Hi, on behalf of the Indiana State USBC, let me present you with your trophy, which you can keep forever and remember this day by. And the thing that you're most interested in, I'm sure, is your check.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
Ken.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for bowling our tournament. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks. That thing's heavy.
Ken, I'll tell you what, it's a very demanding condition out there today and yesterday as well. But you come into this one undefeated, just have to win the one match. But, boy, what a tough match that was at the end against Jeff Rice.
Yeah, the lanes seemed to be changing a lot as we were bowling, and I switched to my neon thinking I could get more drive, but then it was taken off too. So I was just bowling with the urethane, hoping to just go straight down and in and out spare them.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, spares were tough, but on the last shot, you needed 6 to win. You got 6. Is that how you planned on getting that 6?
No, I just wanted to keep it right at a head pin so I didn't throw a 5 count, and I almost did anyway. So I was happy. I didn't even know 6. I thought we tied. I thought I needed 7, so I was lucky I got enough pins to win.
No, you got enough, and you did great all weekend. Congratulations on the 2023 Senior Masters for the state of Indiana. Great job, undefeated.
Thank you.
You've got an eagle. Great
you.
job. Back to Mark Sullivan and Scott Gilmore in the booth.
All right, thanks, Mike. And wow, you know, I didn't even know what he needed there at the end, and he kind of looked like, I didn't know if I did something right or wrong there. But what a great final match, 166 to 165.
Yeah, and you can't ask for more than that. I mean, that's a match against the two guys who played the best. I think they played the lanes the best all weekend. And it showed because they were always around the pocket. I think that last pair, I think Ken hit the nail on the head. I think that pair was transitioning during their game, and Ken had the right game plan. In my opinion, he was trying to outspare Jeff. So,
well, what an exciting day again here at Hindel Bowl for the Senior Masters Championship, a one-pin match to decide the champion. Ken Galitsky runs the table, goes undefeated, and again, Mark. Couldn't ask for a better day to represent the senior bowlers here in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, let's hope this draws more attention to the event, and we can see this thing continue to grow how it has already for the first 3 years. So, a nice job to you, great bowling this weekend on your defense of the title from 2022.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining us in the broadcast booth today.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's been a treat. Great, got to see some great bowling.
All right, I want to thank our sponsors once again before we wrap things up here. The Brands of Brunswick, Pinheads Bowling and Entertainment, RT Tour Experience, A1 Automotive out of Fort Wayne, Tim Max, Victory Lane Pro Shop, Mike Alby's Arrowhead Bowl, and Big Four Socks. Once again, your champion here at Hindel Bowl for the Indiana Senior Masters in Ken Galitsky. For Mike Alby, Mark Sullivan, this is Scott Gilmore. So long from Indianapolis.